Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to our Thursday After Dark edition.
Shh.
What happens at TFT After Dark?
Stays at TFT. Welcome everybody. I've got everybody's questions so far. Everybody here is on the list so far. No need to worry. I'll get that out after I do the card for the collective. And the card for the collective today will be from the Earthcraft Oracle by Juliet Diaz and Lorianne Anderson. And right on time comes the Sun Man.
Hi, Sunny. Yes, we hear you.
Thank you. Sonny, why don't you go up here? No, of course you can't.
Hi, Ari.
Oh, I'll get her on the list. Why don't you shuffle?
Sure.
And cut them for me.
Hi, Kara.
And Kara. Hi, Kara.
Yeah, it is a pretty deck, Country Love.
It's beautiful. And it's nice. And you know, Lorianne Anderson is the creator of the Season of the Witch series of oracle decks that I use.
Am I fanning it for you?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Why
Wow,
not?
we're crossing the streams. But I'm not going to let you read it.
That's okay. Ooh, you went right to it.
I did. I just felt that. Ooh. It's soul loss. It's number 29, I think.
Yes.
Well, soul loss. Oh, this is interesting. So soul loss represents powerlessness and a loss of identity. Traumatic events shake us to our core, so much so that the soul is disconnected from the body and lost in the confusion as we try to make sense of the chaos. It's natural to lose a connection to the truest parts of yourself after trauma. Major events are not the only incidents that can trigger trauma. Small traumas can accumulate to cause the soul to suddenly and unexpectedly sever its tether to the body. To regain your soul, look to the last time you felt unconditional joy and existed without outside influence. Seek your inner child, that part of your being that still remembers how to laugh and how to approach the world with curious wonder. Connect to Mother Earth and the simple pleasures of sun on your face and grass between your toes. Allow yourself to feel inspired and to see the beauty in new adventures and experiences. Notice what feels good or comes naturally to you. Play without any expectations to remind your soul what joy feels like. Replace suffering with the process of getting to know yourself again. And you know, sometimes we experience this in different ways, and I hate to say it, what's coming to mind right now is something that just happened today for us. We just found out our daughter-in-law was in a big car accident.
No, that was our granddaughter.
No, it was Tiffany.
Oh, I thought you said it was
I said it
Maori.
was Tiffany.
Oh,
Our daughter-in-law. That's what I said.
I could have sworn she told me it was Maori.
No. And so basically, you know, she's okay, we think. She's in the ER. They're going to check her over, but she seems okay. My son's there with her. But, you know, their car's a major loss. But why this came to mind about her experiences, you know, I've often heard when an accident happens, a lot of times when you ask people, do you remember anything about it? They really don't. It's like their soul kind of disassociates a little bit from the trauma. And, obviously there's physical things going on as well, but I'm sure psychologically you're rattled, And so, something may have rattled you recently really badly. Even a job loss, something that's just taken out from under you suddenly, or you lose a home can cause a real disconnect. And so, really, we have to find the joy again. We have to find the joy again. We have to pull ourselves back to the fact that, this is one episode in a life that is full of episodes. And a lot of them and most of them are joyful. Go through your grief, go through the stages.
Thank you, Christine.
But realize that, life will continue on and that things will, get better.
Well, I'm really sorry about that. I misunderstood you, but
Yeah.
either way, I'm very, upset with this because, of course, both of them are very important in our lives. I love my daughter-in-law. She was also my co-worker for many years, too.
That's right.
She once told me that she thought I was like her real father. I always remember that. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so that's what we have. It's kind of bizarre that came up, and I'm wondering if maybe some of my energy and thoughts got into that. Sorry. But I had you shuffle, too, which was interesting. All right.
And Nancy and Zach have joined us.
In that order?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, wait. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's right.
All right.
And thank you, Zach.
Things happen, in this crazy world, and so many accidents lately, though. I've seen some crazy ones. People just got to learn to slow it down a bit.
Thank you, everyone.
She apparently was hit head-on, too. It was a head-on crash. There's speculation it was a medical emergency with the other driver, but not sure about that either. All right, I'm going to post the
There's
list.
one other person that came in.
Oh.
Nicola?
Nicola. Hi, Nicola. We'll get you on the list.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to post it in 1 second.
Right, that's right, Country Love. We heard she was kind of shook up, but they are checking her out, so we hope that, things will be fine.
All right, so there is the list as I have it. And I have questions up to Sunshine. I'll have to catch up with everybody else,
Okay.
But I'll do that as we go. So we're on Country Love, and it's your deck. And
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy. Hi, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, we hope so too.
Did you post your question?
Oh, the question is, what does my spirit team want me to know right now? Thank you. Sorry.
Hey, ho, ho. Spirit team wants to know. Well, it sounded like a team chant, team.
Yeah, okay. I like spirit team though. We all should have a spirit team. I have my leader of my cat team here. Oh goodness.
So that's your reading. What does my spirit team want me to know?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Mr. O gets a little carried away.
Don't I?
Tara likes your fashion, Mr. O.
Vive la France!
What you got?
I'm
do?
trying to decide what this is. I think it's the Nine of Wands reversed.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 9. I guess they're wands. They would be wands. They're growing things.
Okay, I can tell that it's not Swords of Pentacles, so
They're
it's probably not
wands.
Cups either.
They're wands.
All right, so what does your spirit team want you to know? It's the reversed Nine of Wands.
Ooh. That, a defeat or a loss could come if you don't prepare yourself for something. So, in other words, if you had it, like if you were a student, I would say to you, country love, you got a test coming up, you got a final exam, you better be prepared or failure awaits. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be for something else. For example, if your neck of the woods is in a forest fire zone right now, or you're experiencing a lot of bad weather, you got to be prepared to face that. So it's something that you have to face that you might not be ready for, and it could spell failure. So I don't know what you have to say about that.
I was trying to think if there was something else I could see there, but that's the basic idea. So I think the second card may give us a better idea here.
Because that's why it's important.
But I just want to reiterate that yes, your spirit team says you need to get prepared for something. Something may be coming. So why is this important? Well, that's not enough of a clue, spirit team. It's the reverse star.
Oh, why is it important? Oh. Well, I think because it's something maybe, and it's reversed, that it's something actually, it may be something that's hard to prepare for. Because to me, it seems like it's something unexpected, unanticipated. Seems like it came out of the blue. I think about the stars in the night sky.
Well, there's almost in a
that's kind of what
sense
I'm
like
getting.
of a faithful connection,
Yeah.
possibly karmic, or possibly some sort of sense of a destiny that just is happening, and that most likely nobody could predict exactly when or what it means. I know, that's crazy.
It is crazy because this involves something, important that you're working on or you're trying to do. And, you have to make sure you have really all your ducks in a row to make it happen, because it seems as though, there could be something that...
Well, the stars rise or they don't. I mean, maybe you need to be prepared for your star not rising. Something devastating that you had been hoping to happen that would help with your destiny. You may need to be prepared for this thing not happening.
Well, I like that. I don't like that for you, but I like what he said there. That makes a certain sense to me, that this is something that's just not going to come through for you because something wasn't done that needed to get done in advance.
All right, but where does this actually all lead to? And it's the reversed Emperor. I hate getting all reverse cards, but we know that there's usually a reason.
Well, it leads to a little bit of chaos. It leads to where you just have to figure out where to go from here. Things might seem a little confusing. With the Emperor reversed, it's kind of like you're going to have a little bit of problems getting a handle on it and what you need to do from here.
There's a sense really that you lose control over something, or you lose your part of it. I almost get the feeling like this is something that there's a mutual project or situation between you and at least one other person, and this leads to you somehow having to forfeit your portion or forfeit your control of it. I'm wondering what the Lenormand might tell us.
Well,
Thank you, Kara.
It's the first one was, excuse me, Sunny.
It's the tree. and the House. Well, this doesn't make it easier because they're kind of the opposite in some ways of the tarot. They sort of have a better message there.
Well, I think that basically this could involve your home. This could involve something on the home front anyway. And I feel here that there's a lot to learn from whatever happens here. This is going to be a learning, growthful experience, despite the fact that it's something that you didn't get to do or accomplish. You'll learn a lot from this experience and you'll just move forward. The only other thing I can think of here is, like I said, that it really could involve your home, your sense of security, whether it's financial or physical security, and comfort in some way.
Are you making a big change in your home or residence? Are you, in fact, maybe selling your property or some of your property or some major thing, and that maybe this indicates that will be for the good, but some trials and tribulations, perhaps what it indicates is you don't get exactly what you wanted, but you get what you need to move ahead.
Do you want to look at the bottom card? I don't know why.
Okay, if you say so. And at least it's upright. I think that's wands again, or else it's swords.
No, they're swords. There's swords on the throne.
Yeah.
So it's the King of Swords, and that's probably a symbol of it there on the bottom. See that little white spot?
Yeah, you're right. That's
a
a sword. I
sword.
wasn't really sure it was, but you're right. It is.
So it's what again? The Four of Swords?
It's
No,
the
it's
King
the
of
King.
Swords.
The King of Swords. So I think here that ultimately maybe you'll learn from this and you'll make better choices and moves going forward. So I do feel here that Emperor is like a temporary, sudden, like, what do I do now sort of feeling. How am I going to get out of this, or what am I going to do now sort of feeling. But the King of Swords is here to say you are going to sort this out ultimately and make the right moves you have to make. And I wish I could be a little bit more clear about this, but I'm not seeing what it could involve completely, other than maybe there's a hint that it's something to do with the home or property.
Yeah, I don't like the vagary of it, but I do agree with Banshee that it feels like the sense of agency or control you need could be restored ultimately. And I sort of feel like it happens after, because this more or less aligns you towards making a better decision or a correct decision. That maybe is somehow involved in this too. Maybe it's like saying you get another chance to try it again.
It could possibly involve some documents, some legal papers, some court action. I can't rule that out because the king is here.
There's some legal aspects
Yeah.
of that.
So, I mean, I'm looking for little hints here as to what it could be, and I'm not picking up a lot, but I do know that you've got to be kind of almost being flexible and prepared for just anything you have to do, anywhere you have to be, you have to do it, you know, and to avoid failure. And it's funny in a way because it kind of ties into my oracle for the day for tomorrow that I just wrote up earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's talking about being flexible and adaptable, and so you know, in other words, ready to fill in or be where you need to be or who you need to be at the drop of a hat.
Well, if you want, we can try this again in the future, Country Love.
Yeah, if nothing occurs, we could maybe try to clarify this more, you know, on Sunday's show if you're here. So good luck with that. That was kind of a tricky one. I guess your spirit team is just saying be prepared for anything.
You're welcome.
All right, CJ is up, and I do have a question, so hang on. Let's see. And... oh wait, Libra was supposed to be out.
That's right.
I'm sorry, it's Libra's turn. How did I do that? Hold on, let me get the list back out. I apologize. And I've got Libra's question.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm hoping she's okay. She was lucid. She was fine. She really didn't want to go to the hospital. She's bruised. And I think that, the EMTs or whoever came to the scene determined that she should get checked out. So she's getting checked out. Sorry to hear that, though, Kara, about your sister-in-law. Wow. So,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm sure.
What's Libra's question?
It's out there, but it's moved up a bit. What hidden messages do I need to know?
Oh, that wasn't very
And it is my
prophecy,
deck
right?
anyway, so... Alright. I'm using the Pulp Tarot. Okay. Well, your guess, boy, thank you, tarot cards today. You're going to give us all ambiguous cards. So what hidden messages does Libra need to know? It's the Seven of Swords. We don't know, but you do need to know it.
You
And
do need to know it, and you will probably find them out, but not from us.
well, it is upright, and so what you're going to have to do is work at it. You're definitely going to have to work it, so to speak. Kind of pay attention to more things around you. Little things people are saying, how they say it, what they're not saying. Read the fine print of things. Just be more alert and on guard and aware of the things around you right now, because there are some things that you do need to know. But in order to know them, you're going to have to pay attention and ferret it out.
Sometimes the Seven of Swords indicates the idea that there's somebody, an agent provocateur, who's running around trying to find out these things, or trying to keep them from you, or trying to bring them to you. It's all where your intuition might lead it. So there's always, from my point of view, Libra, that this could be indicating that there is somebody else who's also trying to keep you from knowing something, keep you from finding out something.
Oh, there may be a deliberate attempt to hide some information from you. That's very true, Mr. O. So why is this important? It's another sword, and guess what? What could also add to the ambiguity out of the swords?
Of course.
The two
Of
of swords.
course. I don't know.
I think Spirit is playing games with you today, maybe with all of us here. This is kind of funny.
Yes, he is. Lover boy.
This is kind of funny. So why is this important? Because an important decision may hinge on what you don't know, right?
Oh, wow, that's excellent.
And you need to hold
That is
back
excellent.
on making a move, choice, or decision until you get the facts on something.
Yeah, this is really saying that maybe there's something here you need to really pause and do some due diligence thinking, trying to ferret it out. You know, we figure you have some intuition yourself, so we mentioned
Yeah,
it before.
absolutely.
So you're going to need to work at it.
Wow, this is turning into a real interesting read. So where are things headed? Well, what ambiguous cup card could we have?
Ah! It is. It's probably one of the most ambiguous cup cards. It's the Four of Cups.
This is so strange, Libra. Well,
You're not
okay.
going to find out.
Right. You know, it could be where things headed is you really are kind of pulling back because you're unsure about what to do. And that would be wise, actually. I almost think, look at, if you don't feel you have all the facts, then you shouldn't sign your name to the bottom line or on something, or make a firm decision until you're comfortable you know everything that you need to know. And that Four of Cups indicates maybe there will be some opportunities there for you to figure it out. So again, it's a caution that you have to be paying attention.
It feels like it's going to pass you by a little bit, or almost, that you're not going to really realize what some of the important things are about this, or what choices to actually make, until really it's kind of almost resolved in its own manner. And that's not necessarily a good thing either. Hi, Rowan.
Oh, hi, Rowan. I'll get you on the list.
So let's see how the Lenormand could make this even more ambiguous.
No.
Well, it didn't want to flip over. That's ambiguous in itself.
Oh, no.
I know, they kind of stick together. Ooh. It's a ship
Okay.
and the tower.
Wow, I almost think it has something to do with maybe some legal situation or documents or papers that you need to sign, some official, kind of business. Could be banking, it could be a lot of things. It could be for a loan application, etc. The ship indicates that, wow, that's the move. So maybe that's just saying that might be what this is about. Is this about your move or your possibility of your move, Libra? I'm not sure, but it may involve, the move may have something to do, your move, choice, or decision you have to make may have something to do with signing some papers of some sort.
Right, when we consider that, a person's home is their castle, the tower, there is something maybe that's either talking about that situation. I wonder if it is a paperwork situation. It could be that there is just something that doesn't complete your process of making this move or getting this thing in order.
The tower can be about governmental institutions, banking institutions, legal institutions. And so there's nothing here that says papers. I mean, the ship doesn't say that. But just considering, what we're seeing with all the cards, it leads me to believe it could be some documents or dealing with some kind of agency or, unofficial business of some sort. Yikes. So good luck with that. Wow, these cards today.
It's a little bit brutal.
Well, CJ is up now, and CJ does have a question. I'll get it. Is there something worth pursuing with Tyler? You put him there. No, you gotta put him there. Thank you. Alright, Mr. O, grab a duck. Hopefully one you can figure out the suits. That didn't go over well. More creative lately. I need to get more creative lately. I gotta get busy. I gotta design my my summer season syncing with the season spread. I gotta start working on that for next month.
All right. Our first card is the Chariot.
Upright? Okay.
Upright.
Yep.
But the Nine of Cups is reversed. And the Four of Coins or Pentacles is reversed.
Wow, those cards are so nice.
So it's kind of funny because the Chariot sort of says, yeah, like advance on this, move on this, you know. The Chariot says sort of pick up the reins and go there. But the Nine of Cups suggests that maybe you won't like what happens as much, or won't be exactly or even maybe close to what you might have thought would bring you some happiness.
That's just a total, like, bammer. But let's take a look here at this. We should add this.
No, I'm sorry.
It may confuse
it's the
you
sun.
more.
I'm sorry, that was being overly dramatic. But the Rider.
Well, look at the Rider is about movement too, which is interesting.
That's true,
that we
yeah.
have that in the Lenormand. Moving forward can be successful. However, you know, that being said, it seems like you'll be tremendously successful. Okay, so wait a minute. This is about Tyler, though, right? Let me.
Right. Should she move forward?
Should you move forward? You should maybe move forward, but I would just say this. Are your expectations for things, or are you starting to feel like your expectations for things are too high? That maybe, you know, you won't be happy moving forward on this after all? I mean, I'm wondering if there's some reservations here about this, because of course the Nine of Cups is either one of two things. You don't get what you desire out of the situation, or you get exactly what you wanted, but you're not happy with it. You know, you suddenly realize maybe this wasn't meant to be for me, or maybe this wasn't for me. And with the Four of Coins reversed, that's also sort of a sign of having to maybe decide to let something go. But again, what's really ironic about this whole reading, CJ, is again, you look at the Rider and you look at the Sun, that means successful movement.
So it is a dilemma, or more like a paradox, because like I mentioned too, that it seems like you have a lot of ambition to move there quickly, or that something's going to do that, but the Nine of Cups says you may not be as pleased with the results. And with the Four of Coins reversed, I don't want it to feel like, you know, this is saying you're settling there, or you're sticking with it, because it sort of has that feeling of saying, I've chosen this.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, so is Tyler a love interest, or is this something else? Because you're talking about all this creative stuff down there and being a graphic designer. So I kind of want to get a little more context here. Oh, he's the first man I met in a while. Okay,
so
all right, that's fine.
a friend that could be more.
Yeah. So it may be worth the pursuit to check out, But ultimately, maybe there's something that's just not going to feel satisfying or fulfilling about it in the long haul. But I think if you pursued this right now, you would definitely be successful.
Right. There's nothing that indicates extreme heartbreak.
Yeah.
It's more like just saying it's not your wish. It's not the wish that you might desire, but it's not saying you'd kick it away.
If this makes sense. Wow, some of these cards today have been really goofy, but I have to say, again, there's like success and movement, but some dissatisfaction here. So take that for what it's worth. That is crazy. Good luck with that.
Our cards are a little ambiguous tonight. For some
Well,
reason.
I think they're answering questions to a certain extent, but they're throwing
being
like little twists in.
coy.
Yeah.
Wait, they come back to me.
Oh.
Right?
I'll give you those. Yeah. All right, so we are on. Oh gosh, did I get this one right? Yes.
Hi, Shirley.
Spirit
I think
Connect-
we still have room.
We do, Shirley. I'll get you on. I'll do it right now because I was about to post it again. All right, so Spirit Connections is up. Let me just do one more thing here. All right.
You're welcome.
Hey, you're welcome. Welcome to Ambiguous Card Night with TFT. It's very strange. Okay, Spirit Connections wants a general reading, basically, what does Spirit want me to know? A general reading, what does Spirit want me to know, sort of thing.
And it's going to be your deck.
Yep.
I still didn't see it. I think you have to hit the return.
Oh, whoopsie. Thank you. I just didn't hit return.
So that picture you showed from your tournament, it looked like a good-sized class, I guess. I don't know what the usual size of the classes are, Christine. So that was kind of neat then that you guys placed well.
I'm glad you placed well, and the cards didn't quite get that this time. I'm more than happy when things turn out better than the cards indicated. So,
You're welcome, Shirley.
all right. Well, the Empress is reversed, and so I think maybe this is a time to put yourself front and center. Maybe that's what Spirit wants you to know, and give yourself a little extra pampering right now. Take a little bit of care for yourself. We often we can't take care of others if we aren't taking enough care of ourselves. So you've done really well. You guys both did well in your tournament. Now's the time to just kind of relax a little bit, give your body some breathing space, and also mentally as well. If you feel like you've been blocked lately or creatively stifled, it may be because you just need to invite a little bit more play and less serious pursuits in your life right now.
Hi, Divine. Love and hugs to you. Good to see you.
Hey, Divine, you want to get on the list?
So,
Go ahead.
I think that Spirit wants you to know, too, that... I had a better thought here. Let me see if I can pull it back. Besides the usual, usually people say, like, this card represents its time, to take care of yourself. Spirit may want you to know that God, I have something different there. I mean, I know what it normally means there, but something else I thought there.
Well, do you want me to move on? And
Yeah,
we
maybe
can
it'll
back
come
to
back
it?
to me.
Okay. You might think of it again. So why is this important? Well, because it's funny. I just told you to take a break, and I get a work card. This is what I'm saying with the cards today. They're really being funny. But why it's important, I think, is so that you can continue to be your best. In order to be your best, we aren't machines. We aren't meant to push ourselves to the limit day after day after day. So if you're taking care of yourself, body, mind, and spirit, you'll be ready to do your best, whether it's at martial arts or whether it's at your, other things that you are working on.
Well, I'm wondering too if maybe this represents something new for you too, and maybe that's what the Empress was trying to tell me too, that this could be a time to explore something new that's for yourself. And so that idea of the Eight of Pentacles is maybe a new skill you want to learn about, or a new subject or kind of hobby or skill you want to learn or you want to be a part of. And so maybe that's what Spirit wants you to know, is that taking care of yourself also means expanding some skills or some things that, like maybe there's something, that's it.
What?
A specific project around your home. That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
The take care thing was something specific about either gardening or something about your home, but it may involve you having to learn something new to do that. If you're not realizing it now, it may percolate. All right, that's what I was trying to think of.
Where are things headed? It's another 8. 8 of Cups. All right.
And this is where it ultimately goes. So once again, it's another 8. 2 8s.
So Spirit wants you to know that, higher things are awaiting you. Greater things are awaiting you. A new adventure or level, leveling up. I always like to look at this card sometimes as leveling up, because even though sometimes I think that's also the domain of the Hierophant, I feel it here that, you're on a mission to aim higher, to achieve more in life. And in order to do it, we have to have that balance. We have to have that healthy balance in our life.
Yeah, ultimately you find yourself putting yourself really where you need to be. And these Lenormand are kind of interesting too, because there's the moon, which is, of course, more success. Mm-hmm. So this is saying like maybe what you've been doing has worked well and where you're going.
Oh.
But there's some small tribulations along the way. Nothing is, successful without maybe breaking a few eggs first.
Well, if
mice.
If you have everything in balance and harmony, body, mind, and spirit, and it will affect positively the work that you're doing, and it will lead to greater things. And with the moon and the mice, it's saying here that you can successfully overcome some of these imbalances that might be going on. The mice are about some of these little petty things, like maybe, some muscles out of whack, or, feeling just a little under the weather, or just feeling too stressed out from too much on your plate. Find the balance, find your sweet spot. I think it's really important right now, and you will achieve greater things.
And that's what we have.
I think that's what I have for you, Spirit Connections. Good luck with that. Diamond Girl.
Divine, that sounds so pretty. I mean, beautiful in a way. It sounds wonderful. I hope you're going to get something good out of it.
Oh, that sounds great, Divine. Wow, how nice. I'm going to put your question in.
I've been waking up kind of early myself, our time. Because since the time change, the sun just seems to wake me up earlier, so I'm getting up literally an hour earlier than I normally do.
And the cats.
And the cats. All right, so Diamond Girl is up.
Yes. What's coming towards me in the next 3 months?
And I'm going to use the Tarot of the Magical Forest.
Ooh, okay. Put that back in here.
You're welcome. I'm glad it worked for you.
You're very welcome.
I'll probably get back to you in email.
I have to look at that email. I have to see the picture. Mr.
No,
O
that was
told
on
me
my
about
Facebook.
it. Right. Well, that's
Not
why I
in
don't.
my email.
Oh, it's in his Facebook. Yeah. Well, see, I rarely go to even our TFT Facebook page.
I don't know the things she does.
Just to post, but I don't do Facebook well. But yeah, he won't let me in his Facebook page.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, they can be busy at odd hours on occasion. All right, what's coming towards me in the next 3 months, Diamond Girl? And our first card is an Ace of Wands, but it's reversed.
Actually, they want to eat Divine You, and earlier.
The next card is the Stars, and that one's reversed.
That's the Ace of Wands reversed?
Yeah, they're all reversed. The last one is reversed, but it's good to be reversed. It's the Ten of Swords.
Well, it's okay to be reversed.
It's okay to be reversed.
This just does look like a progression, maybe a progression of some sort here, right? That star reversed. So let me just get the Lenormand on this, but I've already am seeing something here. Okay. It's a scythe. And the garden. Boy, we don't want to be chopping anything down in the garden. Well, we'll see. Let's take a look at this. Well, the Ace of Wands indicates that there's either some disappointing news, like if this was somebody going for a job or, if you were hoping to get hired somewhere, you're going to get a disappointing letter. If this is, or it could be about just some project or goal you're working on, there's disappointing news or a setback of some sort that's blocking your progress on something you've wanted to do or accomplish. And I'm just going to go to the next one, but really they all fit,
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe I'll just do all three quickly like I do. And the star is saying that you're going to be feeling rather blue about this. You're going to feel like, oh dear, hope is lost. I'm not, nothing good is going to come to me now, and feeling a little bit remorseful and worried about the future. But the Ten of Swords is here reversed, and it's saying to me, pick yourself up. There are better days coming. You will recover from this. And it's just it could be that it's just a temporary setback, but I'm not completely sure because of the Lenormand.
Well, that Ten of Swords does sort of feel like it's a denouement that says whatever was going on with the Ace and the Star, it kind of stabilizes at some point. I'm wondering if this is saying that there was either an opportunity, it could have been business because it's wands, but it could have been just something to do with networking or friendships even, and it got bogged down or something didn't give it what it needed to grow, and so it just didn't. That's the Star reversed. It just seemed like whatever it was turned out negatively, whether it was a business or just something going on with a group of people or with you and someone else. But if there was some sort of machination going on that maybe was deliberately trying to stop it or to cause the problem, it seemed like you're going to work that out. That's what's going to happen. That's the reverse Ten of Swords, saying that the situation will stabilize, but it may not exactly repair itself. I'm not seeing that. Did you want to go to the Lenormand now?
Well, Lenormand's presenting a dilemma to me a little bit too. I think that the Scythe and the Garden is saying that maybe you have to cut your losses, and if this is involving other people, then you have to cut maybe cull the herd, so to speak. You know, the garden sometimes talks about like networking and communications, but it can also be about celebrations and parties and things like that, social activities. And so in that regard, it can be like your friends or your community, and you may just have to make a break or make a change here. I'm wondering if this is involving other people, and maybe that the setback is involving something that you were going to get involved with other people, but it's not going to work
It
out.
kind of sounds like what I was saying a little bit too there, and so I feel that it's a project that you're going to have to abandon, but it may be that somebody kind of deluded you and you figured it out and you pulled back out of that and cut your losses. That's what it kind of feels like, an unnecessary involvement that you had to change your mind on.
Yeah, and if this is on a personal level at all, because I could almost see it too being a relationship that's just not working out. You know, might have gotten off to a bad, if you're single and looking, it might be something that's gotten off to a bad start to begin with, and it's making you feel very pessimistic about, you know, where it's leading, and you're gonna recover from it though. You're gonna move on. I feel here you're gonna cut your losses and you're gonna move on. So something in the regards to something not coming through and you invariably cutting your losses, I think, and recovering from this. So good luck with that. Wow.
All right.
And sunshine is up. Just wants to know what's coming towards me. And I'll get the Catacorn deck. Well, thank you, Sunny, for, again, oh, here, take these. That'll give me some space. I was going to shuffle on his tail. Okay. Well, what's coming towards you is a need to really connect. It's the High Priestess reversed, is to connect with your higher wisdom in some situation or circumstances that you may be facing. Trust your intuition and your gut. Or, you know, I'm going to take that back a little bit. I'm going to take that back a little bit and say you need to tap into your higher wisdom, but I almost think here you need to use your head over your intuition at this time. Sometimes it could go either way for me, but I'm almost feeling here this is a time to be a little bit analytical about a situation that may arise. I mean, your gut may be giving you conflicting messages and, you know, clarity needs to be achieved. So that's where you got to use your head and ask appropriate questions, do appropriate background checks or research or whatever.
Right. When the High Priestess is reversed, sometimes it sort of means common sense thinking over things that might be a little bit more abstract. They both have their place, but what's coming towards you maybe involves you to be coherent or cogent on certain issues that are coming up for you. You may realize that they're coming, but you didn't realize you needed to persevere with trying to figure them out.
So why is this important? Well, now it's my turn with the reversals, right? The world is reversed. Quit the hair. Are you brushing him or something?
I'm sedating him.
No, his hair's falling off. It's the world reversed. So it's not the end of the world that the world is reversed here. But why it's important is that something needs to be finished. So you need to be finished and done with something. And in order to do so, I think that first card is important here. You know, that you have to use your head and figure out how to finish something off that needs to be finished. This could be a relationship. This could be a job that you're leaving behind. This could be, some problems or burdens you want released. But how do you do it? So that's where this comes in. You have to think it through.
So it feels like you can't move on because you haven't been able to solve some sort of problem or sort of see a path to move forward on your dilemma. That's why this is important, is you need to either slow down so you can intensify that process of thinking it through. But it could also be saying, too, that maybe it is just time to abandon this and maybe move on to something different.
All right. So where are things headed?
You're welcome, Diamond Girl.
You're welcome, Diamond Girl. Well, it's the Hermit reversed.
So it could be headed towards realigning yourself with a private, introspective part of yourself, not necessarily an intuitive part, but just a part that's maybe more introspective or introverted even, and maybe, kind of moving away from that for a time to kind of gain more sense of calm or experience you're not used to normally.
Well, I think where things are headed is that you're going to finally take action based on what you've come up with here. I think where things are headed is now is the time for action. Right now you're trying to figure things out. You're sitting back, but unlike the Hermit who's gaining, spiritual wisdom and higher wisdom from his, deeper self, you're looking at the bare facts and you're looking at the reality of situations that you're dealing with, and you're trying to figure out how that will help you get things done and completed or finished or ended, and you're going to go ahead and do it once you've figured it out. I think it's a time for action and getting back out into the world of action from a period of either, spiritual, but in this case, more analytical contemplation.
So the Lenormand, we have the Mountain and the Whip.
So you're just going to have to kind of crack the whip on yourself, get yourself moving on climbing this mountain, on figuring out what you need to do to finish what it is. There's definitely some challenges here involved that may be blocking you or stopping you from completing something or putting an end to something. And that's what you're going to have to work on now with some speed, according to the Whip and the Mountains.
Right. It could feel like maybe the process of deliberation or trying to think will slow things down, and then at some point you'll realize that these issues won't go away by thinking about them. You will have to do something physical.
You'll have to move, and that's where you have to take what you've got and make your move and tear down that mountain, so to speak. Good luck with that.
Good luck. And I see Alicia has joined us. Hi there.
We can fit you in, Alicia. You're just making it pretty much. We have one more maybe. And we're moving pretty good, but we still have a lot, so we'll see how it goes.
You're welcome, Sunshine.
Right now, Aries is up. And I've got a question.
You're welcome.
And it's a hypothetical. Oops, doggone it. Okay. if I reached out today's the last word that didn't get in there with her question. Here it goes. There it is. Let me put it in here in the next line. Oops, toy. Okay. There. Let's say I found out who that guy was from high school that I'm still thinking about to this day, like his name, and found him on social media. Would he still be interested if I reached out? All right. That sounds like a what if.
Our first card is the Upright Temperance. And then I have the reversed Five of Pentacles. And then I have the reverse Seven of Cups. Did you want to add yours, or? And the Moon and the Rider.
The Moon and the Rider. So we've got the
Temperance.
yeah, I know it's Temperance, and then the Five of Pentacles reversed, and what?
Seven of Cups.
Seven of Cups reversed. Got it.
Reversed.
Okay. Well,
It's more than a maybe to me. It feels like, it's possible that, you could reconnect. It doesn't mean that it would be like, like a thrilling reconnection. Temperance might say maybe more on the moderate level, that people would be reserved. You're both different people. He could be rather different in personality, but that doesn't mean that he's not interested in meeting with you again. The Five of Pentacles reverse is the indication of somebody who maybe is coming back into focus or coming into something they felt they've been shut out of, or they're coming into the light in some respect, metaphorically or literally. Could that be them feeling like somehow, reconnecting with you is sort of like coming back into your circle or coming back into a circle that they were out of? I'll stop there.
good. This is this is such a hypothetical because you don't know his name. You might be able to find him. I mean, there's ways you could maybe put pictures out there if you have a picture in a yearbook, etc., and maybe they could be found. But then if you had that, you'd probably know his name, I would think. But at any rate, it just seems as though, Temperance is here, and in this hypothetical situation, it does seem like you guys would have had kind of a chemistry together, okay? I kind of feel with Temperance upright, there's kind of a chemistry here. So, yes, if you could actually find this person, maybe that would be, but when I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles like Mr. O, I would say there might be a sense of feeling that you belong together, that maybe, you'd been apart, but you realized that you belong together. So I could sort of see that there. The Seven of Cups indicates, you could be their chosen person, maybe. You could be the one for them. But, that being said, I just think, the Rider and the Moon indicates this could move towards success. I don't
Yeah.
see anything, other than that, but like this is truly a hypothetical dream kind of reading in a way.
Yeah, so I guess you have to tell us if you think you have a plan to figure this out. Because
Right.
it does seem, as a hypothetical, it has some legs.
It does. It does have legs. I think it looks, it's not like super fireworks going off and stuff like that, but there's definitely a chemistry here, and that's pretty good, So I would say yes to the hypothetical, but good luck with that. I don't know if you're really planning or you're just wishful thinking here, but either way, it looked like it could have been promising.
Well, I like the reading for you, so I hope you did too.
Yeah, I did too. Good luck with that.
And we're on Kara.
All right, Kara's got her thing, her question out there. Hi, Kara. All right. Whoa.
Was last night the night we heard thunder, or was that the night before?
It was the night before.
Yeah, we heard some thunder in our area.
Yeah.
And then
Some
the cats
places
ran
got it
away.
worse. It scared the cats, so one little peal of thunder will do that. All right, started raining, and I said, "Hail Thor, thank you for the rain." So you want to know? I think he heard me, and does he want to work with you?
Right, was it like a synergy?
I'll use this one. Okay. I'll use tarot at the end of the rainbow because bridge.
And I'll take that Lenormand.
The rainbow bridge.
Lenormand.
No, I won't give it to you. There. Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty interesting, Kara. I had some really freaky things happen around here lately. We had a coyote roam through.
Yeah, it came right up to the back door, she said.
Oh my gosh, I could not believe I saw that. And it paced back and forth out here for a little bit before it finally wandered off. And I was just worried it was looking for Mr. and Mrs. Duck or the rabbits out here. But
Right, we have any number of little animals
Yeah.
out behind us. Squirrels, rabbits, ducks. We've seen possum, we've seen a hedgehog.
I mean, that's the first time. I mean, I've seen a coyote in the far general area before, but not in our condo complex. I've never seen one walk through here.
Yeah.
That's just really surprising.
But yeah, there's some forestry that's not far, so they're around.
We'll read for you, Zach. You're welcome. You can check it later.
All right.
All right. It's the King of Pentacles reversed. Uh-oh. But the Six of Pentacles is upright. The Seven of Cups is here upright.
Stork. And the whip.
Well, I think he wanted to make his presence known in a kind of jarring sort of way. It's really interesting to me that you heard this thunder boom and lightning bolt hit the ground. And so I'm looking at you getting a king of earth reversed. And I'm thinking he really did want to make his presence feel felt. And it was jarring, it was kind of jarring. It was like a jolt.
Yeah, I mean, the question sort of feels like you're asking if it is a sign and if that sign implies that. And
Well, yeah, that's the question, but that's what I'm getting off that card. I think
Right.
the answer for me is in some of the other cards, but go ahead, see what you get there.
okay, so the next one is the Six of Coins.
Yeah,
Okay, and so that one's upright. And I guess that's saying that there is something to share or to commiserate or to have go between you two.
there's a mutuality here, there's a give and take. There feels like there could be a flow here. Maybe he is trying to establish, a connection with you. I can't rule that out. I think, for one thing, when I look at the King of Coins, I guess reversed, I would just say this. He wanted you to know that he heard you, okay, in no uncertain terms. And, that was kind of jolting and startling for you. And I do think that there is a mutual respect or thing here that, you could work with. The Seven of Cups, though, indicates to me that
There's a lot to choose from to be more specific with what you work at. Odin and those energies represent a lot of different powers or modalities that, he was a seer, but he was also a protector, but he was also other things.
right, but this is Thor.
I thought the question was about Odin.
No.
Oh, you're right. Well, he has a lot of powers too.
Yes, he does. That's true. But I would say here that, maybe this, maybe he wants you to really think about this a little bit and choose if this is right for you. I'm looking at that card there and I'm thinking it's really up to you to, to say you want to explore this option. I almost think he's acknowledged you. There's a mutuality that seems to be there, but it's up to you to decide in what way, if any, that you would want to work with, Thor's energy.
So he wants you to take the initiative in terms of how you interface or what you think you're going to do or what he'll do.
Well, and I think here this could be a new beginning, but I'm a little bit cautious about the whip in this case here. I think it could be a kind of chaotic new beginning. It won't be real cut and dry. It may be a little bit, jarring at times. So you have to decide if you're up for this challenge. But I definitely think, when I saw this, I thought he definitely acknowledged you. And there is something that could connect the two of you together. And you just have to decide if you want to take him up on that. So good luck with that. I mean, if there was something a little bit more definitive, like for example, if the Seven of Cups was reversed, I might be saying something different. But that's where I have to leave it.
All right then.
Wow, that was interesting, Kara.
You're welcome.
An interesting experience you had. Now, I have Nancy's question. I think this is the one, but I think I have some questions about the wording here, so let me see. Let's get it out there and see what you think. Oh, did I not? Wait a minute. There it is. All right. My ex and his daughter, we had a moment together, and I'm wondering what her now husband, mom, now thinks of her and the situation. I'm not sure I understand that. But it's your deck, so I wanted to see what you thought.
So anything else you can do to clarify that? But I think I got the gist of it.
What is it then?
Something happened with the ex and the daughter, and now the husband. Well, who?
Yeah, I'm confused as to who we're looking at here, Nancy. Are you still here? Could you clarify that a little bit more?
Yeah, she just made that last comment there.
Oh. Husband and her mom. Okay. Well, now her husband and her mom. Think of her. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right.
Basically, what they all think of the moment you had with the ex and the daughter. All right.
Okay.
So it's the upright King of Cups. It's the reversed Judgment. And it's the upright Ten of Coins. So I'm going to just say with that last one that, of course, at some level, all of you are family. You may not be directly connected, but there's a sense of a family there. So that's probably what I see going on here, is they're reacting as a family. The King of Cups indicates that maybe somebody really does care, or somebody wants to care. Their role maybe is different if they're on one extreme of the family or the other, but it seems like there's one person there who really wants to be loving and caring and giving. And I'll let Banshee weigh in if she wants to.
Well, it seems like some connections, are clearly more established now or defined, with that Ten of Pentacles, I think, upright, which is a good thing. I almost feel here that there might be a little bit of a difference of opinion between one of the parties or the other. Like, for example, we have this King of Cups here, which could be, the husband, I guess, in the situation, who's maybe taking a more kinder or a more gentle approach to things, more positive and upbeat, and somebody else might be a little bit more judgmental or critical, maybe criticizing something, just not so sure, that they feel totally good about the whole thing.
Well, with that Judgment card, I guess it feels like it's something they didn't realize that bothers them in some respect. And I don't know that that's everybody there, but it may be one specific person. They sort of feel like this thing that they saw, they don't want it to be there. So somebody maybe is probably particularly bothered by that. They sort of feel like it should be done and over with, and so they don't feel like something should go on beyond that, the kind factor or the sense of feeling family connection.
Well, there's definitely some family, it's clearly, I think, connections were established or firmed up a little bit. I'm not feeling that anything fell apart, but there's still some people that aren't totally comfortable with everything. That's what I'm thinking. There's somebody who's not comfortable with everything and somebody who is perfectly fine with it.
The book. and the anchor.
Yeah. I think things are sort of a little bit more stable looking to me, but and everybody either wants more knowledge or more discussion or more information or more dialogue or something. With the book here, it's really about learning and growing or understanding things better. Maybe it's about understanding each other more and, how they really truly feel. And I think maybe this is a process that, maybe an anchor's been put down here for more further explorations, and discussion.
My guess would be that maybe some people in the family want the connection to grow or to learn more about it, the sense of family that's happening. And that will probably be the deciding factor, is that someone is more interested in knowing something than not knowing it. All right.
So it's kind of interesting. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. All right, I'll get it out. Zach is up. I want to delete some of this. All right, let me get this out. And okay, so Zach wants to ask about any encouraging news for me coming my way towards late summer, hoping for good news. So towards late summer. All right. Use this one. The Page of Pentacles is upright. Six of Swords is reversed. And the King of Swords is reversed. All right. Well, towards the end of the summer, some good news coming. Some good news would be the Page of Pentacles, of course. The Page of Pentacles could be the beginning of something prosperous, maybe more money coming in. Could it be a job or some avenue for revenue to come in? It could be about starting a new project or being excited about something, or whether it's taking new courses or classes if you're thinking, Zach, of attending school. So it's really a time of newness, of growth, and potential, possible financial good potential.
Yeah, I get a real student or scholarly type vibe from this particular page, the Page of Pentacles. This represents maybe an opportunity you will hear about where you can either learn, and maybe it's a job where you learn on the job. You might be learning a skill by being in that job even. Or if it's not that, it may be some opportunity to take classes or education somewhere. And I guess this would be happening by the end of the summer.
Now, the Six of Swords reversed indicates to me, though, that, there might be a little bit of a hesitancy on your part to move forward with this. Whether you're doubting yourself, you're lacking confidence, or you feel like, you're just not ready to make that voyage, make that move at this time. So you're kind of holding yourself back here. And with the King of Swords at the end, I would caution you to really think this through for yourself. Don't get yourself involved in something, even if it's good, if you really don't feel you're ready for it. Or, you don't want to pass it by if it's really good and you're just letting some negative speak inside of you stop you from pursuing it. Take a chance on yourself. Don't make a decision that you might regret later down the road. It's always better to try something and fail at it than not to try at all.
Well, if the opportunity to take coursework or classes of some sort may keep you here where you're at or in some particular situation and not able to focus on another move, that could be what the Six of Swords is saying, is that you may make a choice to stay with that project or that situation, but that will keep you from moving on somewhere else that maybe represents a quicker or better way to move beyond, your current circumstance. So this does represent a decision for you, the King of Swords, that you have to decide if you want to take something that's being offered to you. Maybe it's this coursework, or maybe it's something else like that, or if you want,
job,
or if you want to move on to something else that you also feel is calling you. And I don't think this is necessarily that opportunity. Cross and the letter.
Well, I think you're kind of sweating it. You're sweating something that is coming to you, and whether you really want to do it or not, you're feeling kind of torn. You're worried about it. Or maybe this is something different. I have to say that's possible here, because somehow I'm not feeling a connection between the two. Although there is some trepidation with, initiating something new, I almost feel this is something different. There's a letter that's going to bring some sorrow or sadness to you and disappointment during this time period as well. So, and I think it's not related. It may be involving something else.
I'm not sure about that. I think if it is related, then it may be telling you that that situation is not all you wanted it to be, and maybe that explains those cards. But it could indeed be something else that is happening to you in this time span, because we're looking at that.
Well, I was kind of thinking that maybe all of this kind of self-doubt and questioning whether they're ready for it, with those two tarot cards, led me to believe that maybe it's because of something else that comes up that's making you doubt yourself now. So there could be a relationship, but I almost feel like whatever this is, maybe making you feel less confident about going after an opportunity that's coming your way. And my personal feeling is, if something good is coming your way, you should try to go for it and see what happens.
Agreed.
So good luck.
So good luck with that. And yeah, maybe in a week or two you should ask us again.
Okay, Nicola is up and wanted a general reading.
All right, general reading.
All right, put these away. Is that the spot? There.
There you are. Hi. Here we go. All right, so our first card is the reverse Ten of Swords. Then we have the reversed Six of Cups. And the reversed
Wow.
Five of Cups.
So this deck's
I'm sorry about all the reversals.
Well, I've had a few too today, but wow, you're getting a lot of triples. Ten of Swords is good. Six of Cups, not so much reversed. And what is that? The 5? Yeah. No, 4, right?
5.
It
The
is-
last one?
Yeah.
5.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4,
Ah.
5.
okay. Yeah, you're right. That one didn't look like a cup to me, but okay.
It says 5.
Yep. All right, let me throw the Lenormand on this too. I want to see it. It's a letter again. And a psych this time. All right. Well, I don't know what you have been going through lately, but the Ten of Swords reversed indicates kind of a sense of a recovery from something, or a feeling that you can pick yourself up again after a defeat or a loss of some sort, or a betrayal. It could definitely be a betrayal with the Ten of Swords, because it usually shows those swords stabbing in the back, of course. So it could be something like that, whether this is in a romantic relationship or something. But you are, picking yourself up again and moving forward with your life, trying to leave, and the most important thing to do when you're trying to recover from something is to, you don't forget your past, but you got to let go of the past. You got to let go of the painful things and not let them overwhelm your present. What's done in the past is done, and there's nothing we can do to change that. And so, but what we can do is create a better present for ourselves. And the only way to do that is to not be carrying that burden of, whatever went on in the past with you. I'm going to stop there.
Right. That idea there is sort of like trying to make yourself be more forward thinking about what's been going on, that you could find yourself caught in a trap where you're just reliving the past, and you don't want to do that. But I liked what she said about the Ten of Swords, because it does feel like maybe this is overcoming some pretty nasty stuff that was trying to bring you down, whether it was just merely, emotional, mental barrage, verbal barrage, or somebody that really was trying to physically or harm you in some decent way. You're going to get ahead of them on that, and maybe that's why you're forward looking here, because this represents a friendship or a relationship of some sort that really got toxic or negative, and you can't have second thoughts about it. You really need a totally new perspective there.
Now, the good news with the Five of Cups reversed is that now you can, when you release yourself of the burdens of, whatever has caused heartache or pain or disappointment in your life, you can move on to new opportunities. There may be a new opportunity in the wings, as a matter of fact, whether it's romantic, whether it's business-wise, something new is coming your way, and you're going to be more ready to be open to receiving that now.
Right. This could represent somebody that you know already, but maybe there hasn't really been a romantic connection, just a friendly connection. The chances are it could just be somebody who you never really thought about before, but all of a sudden the tables have kind of changed in a way, and you're each seeing each other in a new light.
Are you relating it to romance?
Possibly.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I mean that could be there. It is, that is a cup card. There are two cup cards here, but it's a new opportunity of some sort. It could be a new relationship on the horizon. It could be something else new that you're going to get yourself involved in that will really seal the deal that you are on a new path now. So, and I like that. And I think here with the letter and the scythe, it's indicating to me cut ties or communications with people in your life that have not, that have done you wrong, okay, or circumstances or situations. If it's a toxic job, it's time to cut loose from there. If it's a toxic relationship or friendships or social circle that you're involved in, it's time to cut loose from there. And let it go.
The betrayal or the revenge or whatever that is that's suggested by the Ten of Swords
has already happened.
Seems to, no, it's going to happen, and then this plays out.
Okay.
To me, I think, or it's happening concurrently, but either way, whatever that Ten of Swords is, whatever that was, this plays out finally with you doing like Banshee says here, and really removing yourself from those communications or those interactions.
Well, I hope that made some sense to you. Our cards have been a little goofy tonight, but that was kind of interesting read. I hope it resonated. Good luck with that.
Good luck. And I think we're going to close the list now. It's almost 22.
Rouen is up and wants what's coming towards me. And okay, I'll get that out there. I probably should.
I'm doing it here.
I'm just going to post the list again with that note in it. And then my note. All right. My deck.
I'm thirsty.
Okay. Okay. What's coming towards you is the Hierophant. This could be a couple of different things, Rouen. It could be a period and a time where everything seems to be stable and working well for you. So I always say, sometimes a routine is a good thing to have when it works. And policies and procedures, if they work, why change them? And so I feel here that anything that you're working on and you're happy with the way you're doing things, then stick to it. Don't make any major changes. That's what's coming towards you, a period of stability and structure. But it could also be that this is a time to seek more knowledge and more education maybe, or maybe even to do a little bit more spiritual work. There's a spiritual component to this card as well. So, if you've been thinking of pursuing a spiritual path or getting more involved in the religiosity or spirituality that you are involved in, now's the time to do it.
Well, there's another possible and potential meaning of the Hierophant, and that is that sometimes it can represent certain kinds of couplings, so marriage or commitment to be in a relationship.
Of course.
In general, it sort of has that overall idea of societal order, and so that's why it can represent things like marriage or things like that, because that sort of is the societal order.
The social order.
The social order. Almost all of society may be built around a successful marriage and family in some sense. So whether or not that's what's coming to you, it is sort of a sense of tradition or doing things the way that society approves. Why is that important?
Because Sonny said so. Well, because the Ace of Swords is here. Wow. Because, well, well, I think that this could indicate that there's a victory or there's success in following your procedures, following your routine, or seeking out something, you know, at this time to pursue educationally or spiritually. There is success here for you. I think that's why this is important.
Well, the sword is drawn. So the reason it's important, I guess, is that there's a job to be done. There's sort of an undertaking that needs to begin. And I don't think it necessarily relates to the idea of the coupling or marriage or relationship that I mentioned there. But I think it is about forging a destiny of some sort that may include more than just yourself. So I think it's important that you realize the sense of order that needs to happen, because you're probably going to be instrumental in kind of creating it or keeping it on track.
Wow. So where are things headed? I really like this deck.
I
It's
do
really
too.
nice.
The moon.
The moon is here and upright, and you know, that looks pretty happy. I think here, obviously, when you see the moon, Mr. O, this is just saying that your intuition and your how you feel about it in your gut. You know, in other words, about your policies, procedures, and everything moving smoothly, it's going to feel right to you, you know, in your gut. And if it feels right to you in your gut, then you know, you're on the right track. And so if it feels right to you right now to take up a form of study, you know, if your gut is telling you now is the time, then do it. If your gut is telling you stay the course with what you're working on right now, then do it.
The moon really sort of is like what's right. You know, the moon,
Yeah.
time runs from it, calendars run from it, various other systems or things run from that kind of system. And folklorically or otherwise, there's a symbology about the moon meaning good luck, meaning good fortune, meaning success in material things that would include love or romance even. So I think this is saying that where it's headed is that there are a number of possibilities that are really very satisfying and uplifting. Here's the Lenormand.
Yeah, what do you got?
It's the Scythe or Scythe and the Rider.
The Scyther, Sixth, and the Rider.
You want to put yourself in the direction where you can make the right changes, where you can wield that sword there, you know, the scythe, the sword, in a manner that maybe clears the obstacles to your success or clears the obstacles to where you think you want to go.
What's funny, we've got two cutting implements here, you know, the Scythe and the Ace of Swords. And I would just say that the Rider is just, I guess what I'd say is choose to cut out the things that are superfluous, you know, cut out the things that aren't working for you and move forward. I think that it's going back to the Hierophant a little bit here, saying if everything is what's working for you, keep proceeding with, keep working on it. But the things that might be distracting you or pulling you away from it, or maybe just seem to be unnecessarily bogging you down in details or little minutiae, just cut them away so that you can move forward clearly towards success and victory.
All right.
I think that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Rowan.
Shirley is up.
All right, Shirley.
And her question I just posted below. I grabbed that one because I didn't have
Yep,
it, but
that's
I found
good.
it. All right. Okay. I'll take those. Thank you, sir. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, Rowan. Good luck with that.
Oh, great. Thank you. Appreciate knowing that.
All right.
Our first card is the Five of Wands.
Upright.
Yes.
All right.
Our next card is the reversed Nine of Swords. The last card is the reversed Sun.
Okay. Let me throw these out there because I've got a son too.
Yay for second Sun. And the Child. All right, so I think the Five of Wands is a really good card there because I think this is saying there's a sense of competitiveness and or that maybe, you're in a mix of similar kinds of offerings to people and it will be, it will be good. Or in terms of the question, increasing business, I think the Five of Wands does add a sense of positivity to that it looks it's possible.
Well, with the Five of Wands here, I'd say this. Well, I'm not going to start there, actually. I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is reversed, and that indicates to me that you can put some of your fears and self-doubts or worries to bed about your business. So I do believe maybe there will be some engagement, that the Five of Wands here with others. And, it's possible here that some business will come from that. Now, that being said, it's not going to be huge bells and whistles, Shirley. The Sun is here and it's reversed. And I think why is because you did ask if it would be improving soon. You didn't say this week, so that's good. I think it might be slow to come because of the Child and the Sun. I'm also wondering here if what this is saying is you might see a modest increase this week or really soon. And it may take a little bit longer, but I almost think more success is coming later. The Child is saying it's going to take a little time for that to come through.
I love it. Thank you.
Do you see that?
Yes, of course.
I was wondering how to play with that because the Sun is kind of dimmed in the first reading, but it's not in the Lenormand.
Each of those suns only talk about success in relative terms. And so the Lenormand success, they're saying it will take a little while, but it will go there. Whereas the top cards are saying the soon question, improve soon, saying some improvement, but not super sun, not a star.
Right. So there will be engagement with others. Maybe there'll be, some place or something where you can either put up your flyers or actually talk to people, to try to get them, encourage them and interested. And you might get some business coming in, but it's not going to be really big bells and whistles.
It seems like you still have to keep building towards that.
Yeah, because the child is about growth too. And the children grow in stages and slowly over the years, although as parents we know they grow up pretty fast, really, all things considered. But the bottom line is the child indicates slow growth and the sun indicates success. So I think it's there for you a little bit further down the road where things really pick up, but you should see an uptick soon.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. And we're on Divine You. And then Alicia. All right, so Divine You has a question. Let's see, I'll get it. And there it is.
I want those.
Oh. So working on volunteer coaching for underprivileged children, will it be a successful venture? That just sounds wonderful. I'm glad to hear that, Divine You. Hey, Alicia.
You're next.
You'll be next after this reading. Well, and I hope you enjoy what you're doing. That's the real key. Let's see what these cards have to offer.
So weather in Metro Detroit area has been a little bit of back and forth. Earlier in the week, we had some fairly warm temperatures, 80s,
Really warm.
90-ish,
Yeah.
and the humidity. And then it cooled down again.
And then we got cold at night again.
Wearing sweaters.
It's crazy Michigan weather. But the whole nation, U.S., is really having crazy, really dangerous weather in some places. My goodness. I saw flooding in New York. It was Kara, there was flooding in New York City, right? I thought I heard that today. Crazy stuff. Wow, Divine You. I've got the first card is nice. I'm not going to jinx this, so let's see what all the cards are. You got the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is upright. That looked terrible, Kara. Whew. All right, the second card is, wow, another 10. The 10 of Wands, upright.
And that's upright.
The 9 of Wands is reversed. And what do you got?
Right. And I have Clover and the House. Divine.
This is really nice overall, but it's not without a couple challenges, okay? Go ahead.
Well, I don't know, Divine. This is a really nice reading for you, and I realize that we've been with you for a few years, and we've seen some highs and lows with you, but this is really good. The Ten of Cups says this is something that will bring a lot of happiness, and maybe it's not just to yourself, but it certainly will make you feel happy, but it will also be because of the happiness that you're bringing elsewhere, too. The Queen of Wands shows you as a very dynamic, brave, confident, charismatic person.
Wait a minute. That's not a queen.
It's the 10. Okay, I got carried away.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But it's going to be hard work. That's the 10 of Wands, really, is that you will feel that this is really very pressing on you, and it may make you feel like you don't know why you decided to do this in a way.
Oh, I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far, but that's interesting. I think here...
And I apologize about the Queen of Wands. She was so beautiful.
These cards are really beautiful. They are. I like them a lot. But Divine, there's some real cool stuff in this reading that I'm going to try to extrapolate as best I can. The Ten of Cups just shows incredible joy, a feeling of belonging. And you've got the home card here too in the Lenormand. And that's what I wanted to bring up, because to me, seeing this card, which is like the happy home life in a way, and this card being the home indicates you feel at home there. You feel comfortable there. You feel happy there. And also, you're surrounded by, people, that you feel good about being with. I think that that's a real positive here. The 10 to me, all that says to me is, you'll find some challenges here. You might struggle a little bit with some of this. There are burdens to anything that we do, but I think that overall, there will be help available to you if you need it. If you don't feel like you have to take this all on yourself, maybe there'll be some other people who can assist you, in this venture, in this project. And finally, with the
Nine of Wands.
The Nine of Wands reversed, all I have to say about that is that don't raise the white flag on this one up too early if you feel suddenly that things are becoming too much for you. Sometimes we quit on things without giving them the right, a chance. And I really feel here with just some of the stuff that I'm seeing that this is worth hanging in there and tackling whatever challenges you might face in this process.
Well, the other thing, and I apologize for mistaking that one card, but as tens, both of those cards sort of indicate successful conclusions or completions to things too. So these things complete, and they complete successfully, and they leave you ready to move on to the next thing.
They complete you.
They complete you too. That's a good point. Thank you, Banshee.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Nine of Wands, this may be saying that, you're not necessarily prepared to take that onto yourself too. The idea that you were so successful and you delivered so much joy and happiness to people and you did the hard work and you had people helping you, but to some degree maybe you're not prepared for how that really will feel when that settles in a way. I sort of feel that that's what that means, because I don't think it's about feeling, like you're not prepared to do this. I sort of think you're not prepared to receive the benefit that you will receive from people who think you're just wonderful for doing that.
Well, however people feel about you, you've got the clover here.
Yeah.
And all I have to say is that this is very fortuitous for you, karmically and otherwise. There's good luck that comes out of what you are doing there. There's good things that happen because you are doing something, you're providing a service that, people feel good about. And the home being there indicates to me, again, like I said, I feel that connection between that 10 of Cups and the home card is that you really feel like this feels comfortable to you, regardless of the challenges you face, regardless that you may feel that you may need a little bit more support or preparation to do what you do. Sometimes some of these things, like especially when we're dealing with other people and like counseling them or guiding them or coaching them, it takes a lot out of us. I mean, it's challenging because, we feel some of the stuff that they are going through. So be careful not to burden, know when you need to pull back a little bit emotionally from some of this stuff. That's maybe why this 10 of Wands is here too. Sometimes you have to guard yourself so that you don't take on too much shadow, okay?
And that's maybe why the Nine of Wands is reversed too, to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
To realize that can happen.
But other than that, this looks like very emotionally fulfilling for you.
Divine, the last thing I wanted to say was that I don't really understand, karma and things like that. But when I look at the clover and I think, this is bringing such good karma to your life and to those around you and what you're doing, you're changing karma for other people perhaps. So it's very beautiful. And I just think it's bound to be successful. I certainly hope it will be.
Wow, so good luck with that. I'm glad you
luck.
stopped in today and asked that. Very nice. Okay, Alicia is up and wants to know what's coming.
Oh, I couldn't quite get there.
All right.
Come on, give me the hearts. There we go.
Can I have my
I
cards?
wanted the hearts.
I'll take my song. I'll take my cards. Thank you. All right.
You'll take it all. Hi, Alicia.
All right, Alicia, we got you. Mr. O's got a deck, I'm sure.
It's your deck. Oh,
I
no,
can-
it's mine. I'm sorry. I
Mr.
definitely have
O
a deck.
losing it at
course I
the
do.
end of the show.
Which deck will it be?
All right. I'll take those. Thank you.
Hiya.
All right. What's coming?
Hoping everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend if they celebrate that, or just a good weekend in general for those in other parts of the world.
Mr. O has a long weekend.
4 days.
It's good.
Sometimes I get 5.
I know. Are you working Tuesday? You
Yeah.
are.
I think it's in the night,
Okay.
but I don't remember for sure.
And our son's starting a new job on Tuesday. He's starting his job. Big salary. He's so excited. He's being treated very nice by his former workplace. They've been throwing him parties. He's been getting some gifts. It's been really, he's going through some stuff. I mean, it's emotional. He's been there for almost 25 years. His 25th anniversary is in September, so he's moving on.
Thank you for sharing your sweet greeting for Divine, Alicia. Appreciate that.
So it's a time of transition all the way around. It's sad this happened to poor Tiffany, and they're going to have to get another car, I guess. This is like really...
Hopefully insurance
sad.
will cover most of that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. What's coming? Okay.
Alrighty.
It's the Ten of Stakes, which is the Ten of Wands. This is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Tarot. And it's the Seven of Stakes, which is Wands, and that's upright as well.
Oh, the Ten of Wands. Okay. And the Seven.
And then another 10, the 10 of Scythes, which is the 10 of Swords, and that's upright.
Dang.
These are beautiful cards.
They're beautiful cards, but what the heck?
I know.
So,
Oh, it's a vampire thing. Dog.
not sure if these are related or not, and I
Birds.
hope not. Because I was almost feeling something else until we pulled that darn Ten of Swords. Jeez.
Well, there's no way to mince words about it. The Ten of Wands, that first card, does imply that there could be some burdens or hard work, some obligations. This sort of feels more on the obligation level, that maybe some things pop up that you are required to do no matter what. I don't know that they're urgent, like they're time-based or anything like that, but they just add to your level of work. So maybe it's a commitment to do something that you realize is going to take some of your time and energy away from other things you need to do.
Well, the Ten of Wands indicates that yes, there may be some, what's coming is maybe some additional work or feeling burdened in some way. Like you've got some, some heavy burdens coming your way, whether they're business or financial. And you're just going to have to kind of work your way through this, is the best approach I can say to you. What's the second card again? The Seven of...
It's the Seven of Wands.
Seven of Wands, and it's upright. And so I feel here you've just got to stand, try to rise yourself above the stuff that seems to be holding you down right now. I almost feel there's a connection between these two cards here where I sense something is holding you back or holding you down, and you're going to have to do what you can to try to stay above it or rise above it and stand your ground, for what you need or what you desire. It's not going to be easy, though, because now you've got the Ten of Swords at the end, which indicates to me that you might be dealing with some sort of betrayal here. Maybe somebody promising something and not delivering, or something that, they did against you in some way. This just really is kind of weird. I want to think about that Ten of Swords more.
Yeah.
What do you think about these two?
Well, I haven't gotten to the Seven of Stakes
Yeah.
yet. So the Seven of Stakes, I guess what else is coming to you maybe is the feeling that, you have to be on alert because you're probably going up against something, in terms of either competition, bids, or struggles with something that is nearly about your equal in terms of, what you can expect to receive there. And so the thing is, you have to be prepared for something that will really test you in terms of whatever that is, competition or actual struggle for some sort of positioning or whatever it may be. You need to be totally as adept as you can, and maybe you need a little edge if you can find it. This is sort of a hint that it is there, but you may have to look for that.
Well, that does make sense, because now I'm actually seeing the connection between that card and that card,
Okay.
indicating that, competition for something can be really cutthroat at this time. That's that Ten of Swords there is, you might be facing some steep competition or some disagreements.
Are you
with,
okay? You're not hurt, are you? They fell through the...
Was that recently?
I hope you're okay.
Yeah, holy moly. You're pretty bruised up. So this happened pretty recently then, huh? Wow, it almost sounds... Wow, because...
I don't know if you heard us, but our daughter-in-law was in a big accident tonight, too.
Yeah, so she's pretty bruised up, too, and we haven't gotten the final report yet. She went to the ER, but she didn't want to go. So I think she's going to be okay, but they're going to check her out.
Last week, okay.
Oh, wow, pulled your shoulder.
Our thoughts are with you then. I hope you feel better.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It almost feels like that really does explain some of these cards, because I was wondering where
Why
is
things
this
are harder,
coming from? And so you've got some burdens to shoulder. Sorry for the pun, but you have some burdens here, and and I feel here that you've got to try to maintain your position. You've got to try to get yourself back on track now that this happened. And honestly, that Ten of Swords indicates that, yeah, this was a real hurt. This is a real hurt for you, and a setback of some sort. And you're going to have to, obviously, too, because it's the floor of where you live, so you got to get that taken care of as well, whatever's wrong there. My goodness.
It's like
it does
your
make
floor
perfect
betrayed
sense.
you. Your house betrayed you.
Well, I think on a better note, because I really do not see the correlation between the Lenormand and those three cards, is that it's possible here that what is that?
Birds and
the birds.
the dog.
That an old friend is going to connect with you, or some friends are going to connect with you. Maybe they're going to want to help you out or give you a hand, under the circumstances, or this may be something out of the blue. When I first pulled those cards, I thought, oh, somebody that's been out of touch for a while is going to get back in touch with you again. There's communication with friends. So whether it's about this and getting some help from somebody or it's just somebody connecting back with you after a period of being away. I think that might be what's happening here, and it's a separate thing going on.
Yeah, I don't feel this is connected to that.
Because sometimes when you ask the question, what's coming, it could be a couple of different things coming. So.
Right. So I am hoping, of course, that the Ten of Swords, whatever that ends up being, will not be more physically harmful.
Well, that's good, at least that they fixed it already, so that's done. But it just seems like this was a real blow. But with the 10, and see, the reason why I can see why this equates to what you just went through is because the 10 of Swords always says the worst is over now. And you're free to move on, but you got to get back up on your feet and do so. And so I feel like you said the floor is fixed. You're now healing, but you're bruised and kind of battered. And so the worst is over, and you just got to get back on your feet again. You got to get on top of things again and get back to it. Wow. And I do feel here, you're going to hear from an old friend. I'd be curious to see if that happens, maybe in the next week or two. So good luck with that.
Well, I feel the tide is turning, and to me, some of that key is with that Seven of Wands in the middle there, because the feeling that, being ready to take on a challenge that literally is equivalent to you, that, you might need help doing, but you pretty much are resolved to doing that. So I hope it all works out, and I hope you do get some good work bids.
I wonder what's going on with Mars right now, because honestly, there have been a lot of accidents and stuff and things, weird things. So
when Mars moves fast, and so when it aligns with the slower planets, sometimes it does increase aggressiveness in driving or things involving machines, and that can indicate, problems where accidents happen.
yeah, goodness. Well, I'm glad you're okay. Wow.
Yeah, you take it easy.
So good luck with that. I hope this made some sense, and glad you made it in. And Jamie, good to see you here. And hey, busy is good, I said in the chat, because busy is good. We can't always be here, and we understand that. So, but good to see you again.
Wow, you really are busy too, Jamie's.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, take care.
Well, we are done, and we got to get busy. We got to get some cards out for the collective, and I want to thank everybody for coming in. And I have to say, in the beginning, I was just shocked how ambiguous or crazy, kooky our cards were, but they were kind of off and on like that a little bit today, too. So it's maybe just a little bit
Is
of
it
an
full
off
moon?
day. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
But we will be back for happy hour.
We will be back for happy hour, so join us and get a happy, positive reading for your week ahead. That will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. And it's a Memorial Day weekend. I think we're going to do our show at the normal time, but there's a slight possibility, people who are still here, that we might start it a little early. Our son's inviting us to a barbecue, and that may be up in the air depending on how his wife feels because of, this accident that happened. So we're playing it by ear, and so we'll just have to see how things turn out.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day or evening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.